shit that he said to that table today blew my mind. So they sat down at 2:45.
Was that 54?
The
The
banquet
three-top?
outside,
Yeah.
where they all sat on the same side.
Yeah.
Oh my god, fuck that shit,
Dude, what is up with that?
Same siders are the worst.
The worst, dude.
But so it was like they sat down at like 2:45, and they were like, "Oh, can we try 3 of your 4 beers?" And he was like, "Or can we try all of your beers?" And he was like, "Well, 3 of them are in cans, so you can try the Lagerado or whatever one we have on tap." Yeah. And there was another exchange, and he was like, "Well, you guys came to a breakfast or the gentleman was like, there's a lot of asterisks with you right now." And he was like, "Well, you came into a breakfast restaurant at 2:45, so I don't really know what to tell you." And I was like coming down from the office, and I was like, "Dude,
damn,
what?" They all laughed, so like, whatever.
It worked.
The dude had his arm around both ladies too. So I was
wow,
like, whatever. He doesn't give a fuck.
Right?
Yeah,
That's really funny.
Well, we might as well get into it.
Yeah, we starting.
We're gonna use that story as the intro.
I love it.
Oh, nice. Hell yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, Z.
Thank you,
Chef.
Thank you.
Let me preface. I want to give you your flowers. Well, I guess it kind of leads into my story about how we met, but
Yeah,
you and I met in a very unique way through our mutual friend. Well, more of your friend. I've never met Kat, but a tattoo artist that Lonely Cowboy did a collab with in December.
That shirt, dude. What was I thinking?
That would have been a fucking heater. Dude, me and Kat did the collab in December of 2022, I think.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe November, honestly.
Yeah.
But when I moved out here, she connected me to you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we instantly hit it off.
Oh, yeah.
And it's been nothing but wild times now, dude. We are forever bonded. We don't have to get into that.
Trauma bond.
Trauma bonded. We
On your part, I was cool with it. It's like a regular every other Monday thing.
Ain't nothing but a thing.
No, dude, that was so stupid.
Yeah. But I fucking love you, man, and I'm so happy you're okay. And that definitely scared me. But regardless, you're the exec chef of Fox and the Hen, where we all work.
Yep.
And that's a pretty crazy title, to be honest.
First time was my first opportunity to be the executive chef. I've had multiple sous chef positions, kind of like a hybrid sous chef, chef de cuisine position. But this was my first opportunity to kind of be like the lead role in the kitchen at a restaurant, and it's been a freaking ride, dude.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's still so early.
Not even 1 year.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Which is nuts.
What is it? 10 months. June 20th was our opening day last year. So we're probably gonna have a crazy party for the 1 year anniversary. I would imagine we're gonna do something wild. I hope we have like a DJ on the patio, and
oh my god,
all those neighbors get super pissed.
Hell yeah.
I hope so. I'm gonna talk to Carrie about that tomorrow. What are we doing for the 1 year?
Dude, that'd be sick. A DJ on the patio.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be lovely,
dude. Oh my god, my buddy Lonnie is a DJ. I'm gonna text him after this. We're gonna figure it out.
What is you just said chef de cuisine? What is that?
So there's like in the classic French brigade style kitchen, there's like multiple levels of what chefs are responsible for within the kitchen. Executive chef is obviously the top. And then you can have everything from like an executive sous, chef de cuisine, chef de partie.
Damn, that's some fancy shit.
Yeah, it's all French. Yeah. And like there's some of those are kind of, I don't want to say dying like positions, but in a everyday restaurant, it's like an exec and a sous. You might have an executive sous. That'd probably be somebody that had been there for a long time. Or like a chef de cuisine is basically in between a sous and an exec.
Gotcha.
But there's always, I don't know, there's like a hierarchy to the French brigade system that is pretty foreign to like an average restaurant, you know?
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. I remember when I got my first sous chef job, I was like, I fucking made it, you know?
Big leagues. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. And then the chef de cuisine and the executive chef, after I got promoted, they both quit 2 weeks later. And they were like, well, we're not going to hire anybody else. And I was like, what? That was like the most stressful and the most that I worked in any restaurant in any capacity. I was working like 85 hours a week.
Oh,
dude, it was wild.
what restaurant was that?
It was Burrow in Minneapolis.
Oh, okay.
It's like a new American style restaurant. It's humongous. At the time, I don't know what they're doing now. It's been, 6 years since I've been there.
Damn.
But when I was working there, we had, like, on a Saturday night, bumping in the kitchen, we had 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We had 11 people just working in the kitchen. That was excluding prep, which is like normally in the morning, obviously.
Damn.
So it was two sous in the pass, fry cook, grill cook, 2 sautés, 2 pantry garmager, 2 pastry, 1 dishwasher.
Holy.
And it's like more of a classic French style restaurant where all of those hot stations, sauté, grill, and fry, they all do stuff and then pass everything down to the chefs. And then the chefs plate 98% of all the hot food. Garmager obviously plates all their own stuff because they were like in a different section of the kitchen. But dude, that shit was wild. Like we had speakers built into the ceiling of the kitchen, and I worked there for like maybe a year and a half before I got promoted. I think, I don't know, so long ago. But we would listen to the music on like 10 and we were just yelling calls back and forth. And like, you know how at Fox, like we have two screens. So like everybody gets to look at their own tickets.
Yeah.
We didn't get to look at tickets. When I was a cook, like everything was verbal called. So like
Damn.
chef would turn around and be like, sauté, I need 7 salmon, 3 chicken, 4 steak, and 2 pork or whatever. And then he'd be like, and the mods are 3 salmon, no red bell peppers, 2 salmon, no pineapple, 1 salmon extra rice, 3 salmon medium well, 1 salmon medium, 1 salmon mid rare. And then you'd fucking call it all back and then you'd start.
Damn.
And that was like 6 hours of that, like 5 to 11,
Holy
Friday, Saturday,
shit.
and Sunday. Dude, it was wild.
Damn.
Would they like space it out? Would it just be like
It would
10
be
calls
like
at
you
once?
do that, and then you'd wipe your station down, and he would just do it again from 5 to 11, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
That's crazy.
Dude, it was nuts.
Oh my
that restaurant
God.
was bumping. We would do. We had a bar downstairs that did like a third of the menu that was upstairs, plus a double smash cheeseburger, which was like the main thing that went down there. But on like a busy Saturday or Sunday, between upstairs and downstairs, food and liquor sales would do like 28 grand.
Oh my
Yeah,
God.
Wild. So much
In
money.
a night?
Yeah, in a
Holy
night.
shit.
Mhm. So much booze though.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
they had a old fashioned on the menu that they would batch. And they would make, you know, like the Cambros at work, the big ones, the 22s.
Yeah.
They would make 4 of those for a Saturday night of
4?
old fashions. Yeah. And all you had to do was pour it in the glass and put the ice in, put the cherry in, and it was done.
Oh my God.
They'd make like 250, 300 a night. Easy.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Same with the burgers, though, because like the burgers were like the thing of that restaurant. It was called the Parlor Burger. The bar's called Parlor. It's called the Parlor Burger. And it was double smash cheeseburger, cheese and bun, pickles on the side. That was it. There were no mods. There were no additions. You could get no cheese. You could get no bun, or you could get extra pickles. That was it.
Damn.
Which was awesome. When I started there, the burger record for like a busy night was like 80. when I left, it was like 360
Oh my God.
one day for
That's
one
fucked.
person smashes 2 patties.
Oh,
So
my
it's like
God.
600 and something patties
Yeah.
in one night. You know, dude, you come out just like fucking swole. Also, you smell like shit because it's just straight beef
Grease.
all day, dude. Oh. But we had like a
Jesus.
6-foot nickel-plated flat top that was super easy to clean, and it would just be like fire 15 burgers from 4 o'clock till 11 p.m. and 12 by 12 by 12 by 12
God.
by 12, and that's the only thing you did all night. It was one station, burger station.
Holy shit.
You prepped 2 sauces for another station, and then you made sure that your burgers were slacked, that you had cheese, clarified butter, and buns, and that was it, because that's all you could do.
But then were those like a type of thing where you would still send them to the chef to plate, or would you just...
No. Those were plated, yeah. So, like, the way the kitchen was set up, it was on, we had like a wall in between hot side and cold side.
Okay.
And the burger station was next to the cold side, or the Garmo station. And, like, the expo would just come around and, you know, start fucking shuffling burgers, because they were sold on, like, these little plates.
Oh.
So you could carry, like, 8 at a time, but you had to go downstairs, which was... I worked
Damn.
with some idiots back then. Oh my God. People just complaining for, like, I can't carry all these. It's like, well, you need to learn how to do this, because if you want to work here, you got to be able to carry more than 2 of these little plates.
Yeah.
You're going to get real tired running up and down the stairs. But, you know.
Damn.
But yeah, that was very off topic. That went so far, so fast.
Oh,
No,
Totally.
that's the point of the podcast.
Literally.
You said something about that restaurant's layout. I remember the last restaurant layout I had was a ginormous patio, and there were way more tables than we have at Fox. And at Fox, it seems like Fox is the first restaurant where it's pretty compact.
Yeah, tiny, dude.
Like-
100 seats, maybe a little bit more. I think they're pushing like 110 now.
And because
With the patio?
motherfuckers squeeze into
With the
those-
patio.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much like 48 inside and like 55 outside now.
Oh, okay.
With the 2 picnic tables, I think, you know, people will be like, I got a party at 10. It's like, well, you can fit on this picnic table. Of course I'll fucking smash 5 on each side, you know? But like, whatever. People do some dumb shit for brunch. But
Yeah, that's
whatever.
true.
Yeah. Brunch crust
Dude,
are wild.
2.5 hour wait.
I know, I was literally just going to say that.
Never in my life.
Dude, if
would
I,
do
like-
that.
No offense, but if I walked up to a house station and they told me fucking 2.5 hours, I'd be like, all right, cool.
I'm going to go to Bardo.
Fun with that.
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
Dude, that's nuts.
And then the people
People
just wait.
wait,
They're
dude.
just chilling.
Dude. And then they complain about it. They're like,
I know.
You know, I'd wait 2.5 hours. It's like, well, we quoted you 2.5 hours, so I don't really know what to tell you. Idiots,
Dude, I remember there was this one table recently that complained about it. They complained that they had a time limit.
Yeah.
Because they waited so long.
Mhm.
Oh, was it 31?
No, I think it was in the
Oh.
teens.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah, they
Which
waited for
is
2.5 hours, and then we gave them 90 minutes. And it's like,
That's more than enough
I think that's plenty of time.
for brunch?
Right. And
Yeah.
like people want to sit and socialize. And I get that too. I don't really, because that's not anything that I do at a restaurant. But
I don't get it
Like-
because they don't understand that there's 50 other groups that are happily willing
nobody
to take
cares about
90
anybody
minutes.
else, bro.
I know, but
Selfish,
it's just so fucking
you know?
annoying.
Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Like, if I was super hyped for a restaurant, the max I'd probably wait is like an hour. I'm trying to think of like the longest time that I've ever waited for a restaurant when I haven't had a reservation, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna like max is an hour.
Yeah, but if I'm stoked about a restaurant, I'm just going to make a reservation.
Yeah, but I mean sometimes you can't.
That's
like,
true.
You can't make
We can't.
reservations.
Yeah.
9
on
a.m.
Sunday,
to...
Saturdays
Yeah,
and
that's true.
Sundays.
The,
Which is smart because dude, we got
Dude,
so
we-
fucked.
Oh
when we
my
had those things.
God.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Remember Easter?
Ugh. Mother's Day is gonna be wild.
I know, I'm not.
Wow, that's Super Bowl number 2.
Dog,
We already
I
had
don't
Super
get
Bowl number
this
1.
Super Bowl shit because it's that way every weekend.
Right. Carrie was hyping it up a little bit too much.
Yeah,
I thought we were.
that's true.
Like we crushed Easter. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
And speaking of crushing, this weekend, like new menu rollout.
It was awesome.
I thought everybody was like on top of their game. That being said, had we tried to do this with any other version of staff that we have right now, I think front house would have went down in a fucking ball of flames.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this is by far the strongest front house staff that we've ever had in
Really?
a restaurant. Sorry, anybody that worked there.
Oh. Sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
No, I agree. We have a rock star crew.
We really do.
But
we
like,
really do.
what's the main differences?
I think work ethic.
And awareness. I
Oh,
think.
okay.
There's definitely. I know that we're gonna have an all staff meeting like before summer is like hopefully before June. So sometime in May. I've been talking with Carrie about it for a little bit, but it's really hard to like get everyone together or just close the restaurant for a day. Because like you still pay bills if you're closed, you know.
Yeah.
But I think awareness and work ethic, like, and professionalism and experience, like, you know, we had some really solid people on the opening staff, but with the people that weren't as solid, it made it hard for the people that were super solid to like want to stick around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, because there's only so much you can do when like all of that shit falls on your shoulders. And again, like with this being my first opportunity to be the exec chef, it's also the first time that I've ever opened a restaurant, been part of opening a restaurant. I don't want to say that I opened this restaurant because I didn't put any money in this restaurant, but
You were part of the beginning process.
Yeah.
exactly. But it's like the hardest thing ever. Everything changes. Nobody knows what to do.
Right.
You know, you can't foresee everything.
Right.
There's some things that you can be like, okay, we're probably going to sell a lot of hash browns, right? We used to do the first 2 days we were open, we ran out of food. So like we closed at 1 the first day and then 2 the second day because we legit ran out of food.
Holy shit.
I had no idea what to expect, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that was Saturday and Sunday, and then we were closed Monday, and I got a massive order in on Monday, and me, Andrea, Faye, and I want to say Ismael, we had like a 7-hour just prep shift, and we just re-prepped everything.
Damn.
Holy shit.
And then, you know, the ball went rolling from there. But, you know, that's why I think a lot of people couldn't stick around was because, like, especially in restaurants, like, people need structure. And when there isn't a lot, it's difficult. And in a new restaurant, like, there's obviously, like, bones. But the standard operating procedures and the like daily checklists, like those all still need to be formatted and they're still being changed constantly, right?
Yeah.
Like side work, closing,
Right.
like all that stuff. And you have to have people that want to do it. You have to have people that have done it or are willing to learn how to do it. And I think that's a huge thing is like everybody thinks that they know what to do. And they don't like being told that either their way is not right or how to do something.
Right.
And I think that's one of the hardest parts about working in a restaurant is like being able to listen to someone tell you that you did something wrong or you could do it better. Right. And like, because nobody wants to be wrong, but there's some things where it's like, this is my way or the highway. Like I'm not going to budge on this because this is a standard that we're going to hold and we're not going to dip below that standard. But then there's some things that are like, you know, you get a little creative freedom or, you know, we want a little bit of your personality, you know, when it comes to like front of house, whatever.
Right.
But like, you know, nobody's going to fucking cut chives in this restaurant like a jackass. Right? I'm not going to let that happen.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So like, that's the hard part though, is especially for people that have worked in restaurants before that have been well established, like a new restaurant is evolving, changing all the time. And that's hard for people that have come from a structured environment, like in the past, you know,
Right.
like you work at a restaurant for 5 years that's been open for 10, like everything's set. And then you go to a brand new restaurant that's been open for 3 months
Yeah.
and you're like, why the fuck we did this different 3 days ago. It's like, yeah, well, we figured out a better way to do it. It's like,
Yeah.
well, I don't know how to handle that. It's like, okay, well, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, leave.
I've told so many people that we've hired, like, shit's going to change on a regular basis. Like, nothing is ever going to stay the same. Like, we're not a year old. I don't know what to tell you. And, you know, if you can't handle it, whatever. Like, we'll find somebody that can, you know?
Yeah.
Dude,
that's what we've been doing.
That's the other thing. I think me and Reese were talking about this today, where it's hard for some people to drop their ego and fall in line to their role, and not some people try and swerve out of their lane. Yeah. Which is not, it just creates chaos for everybody else.
Right.
But as long as you stay in your lane and you understand where you are on the hierarchy, you're good.
Yep.
You're golden.
Yeah. It's like a set expectation. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that I don't want you to go above and beyond, but like, you know, you're a server for that reason, right? Like, you're good at talking to tables. Your table side manner is great. You're organized. You're a good team player. You have a good attitude. Like, you know, I would love to see somebody else try to expo on like a Saturday, bro. They would the ball
die.
flames, you know what I mean? Like, it's you need calm. You need concise. You need to be clear-headed. Like, there's no reason to freak out, right? Like,
there's no
why would
reason.
you freak out?
I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous in the beginning.
Yeah, but I don't know, dude. From our first conversation, like the shit that you told me about other restaurant jobs that you've had, your demeanor in general, like, I kind of felt that it takes a lot to rattle you. You know what I mean? Like, and even if you're not going to be like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like, I saw this quote on Instagram the other day, some chef talking about the difference between cooks and chefs. And he said a line cook is somebody that, you know, when something gets difficult or like a crazy ticket gets rung in, like, they freak out about it. And a chef is somebody that, like, rolls with the punches, is able to evolve, like, isn't going to freak out if somebody mods something crazily or, whatever. But it's hard, dude. Like, I'll say it till the day that I die. Working in a restaurant is like one of the most stressful fucking things ever.
Yeah. I think everybody should do it for a year.
Yeah, just to see.
If only you could force people to work in hospitality for, like, I would say 2 months. I don't think most people would make it 2 months. You know? But I don't know, dude. It's tough. I don't know anything else. It's the only thing I've ever done. So, like, I don't know what I would do. Otherwise, I have, like, no other skills whatsoever. But, you know, I'll just like every other, like, washed up chef, I'll probably just become like a rep or some shit like that, you know, for like a meat company or I don't know. I'll just go try to sell shit to restaurants at the worst possible time. I know it's Saturday at noon, but I was wondering if you guys wanted to see some samples. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro.
Dude, you know what else? So I think I agree with you. I think everyone should work in the service industry. And I also think people should work in construction if they can. Because what really pisses me off and when people complain about pay in the restaurant, when they have no idea that there's a roofer out there that's making $13 an hour, 8 hours a day on
outside.
A fucking roof.
Yeah.
Doing manual labor.
Yes.
Right?
And you're complaining about your fucking server pay.
So here's the deal. Like, I don't want anybody to complain about work ever. Because, like, bro, you asked to be here.
That's what I'm
Literally.
saying.
You know what I mean?
It's like a privilege to
It is a
get
privilege
to work at the restaurant.
It is, especially at this restaurant.
Totally.
And
Get the camera.
how much money that is made in a restaurant, like, I'm pretty sure my first restaurant job, I was making like $7.25 an hour.
Yeah.
And with the way that we do like tip share and stuff, dude, you're making, on busy days, you're making somewhere like $20 to like $23 an hour.
Fucking
Which
insane.
is fucking wild.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I haven't had an hourly job in probably 4 years. But right when I started at Oso, I was working prep and an expo. So like I was hourly at that point, and Bardo was before that.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, even then, like it was, I think, I want to say something like 12 or 13, and that was in 2019. So like not that long ago, you know?
No.
And I remember like the first raise I ever asked for, dude, I was so nervous.
I can imagine.
Oh my God. And I worked for this super nice lady. Her name's Lucia. She owned this great restaurant for like 25 years in Minneapolis. And I had asked so she was the owner. I asked my chef, I was like, you know, I've been here for a year. Like I'm trying to get a raise. I don't really know what to do. And he was like, you need to set up a meeting with Lucia and you talk with her. Like, that's not on me. Like, okay. And so I said, I was nervous to ask her for a meeting, you know, and she's like the nicest lady.
Yeah.
And so we go down into her office or whatever. And her office was so cool because it was like a door and every other wall was a bookshelf. And it was just hundreds of cookbooks.
No way.
Dude, it was so sick.
What?
And she'd be like, if you want to take one of these home, you can, but you need to leave me a note
Library
as to
checkout.
what you took and when you're going to return it.
Yeah.
So awesome.
Wow.
And so we sit down and I'm like, you know, I'm pretty nervous about this. And she was like, what are you nervous about? And I was like, well, I asked this meeting, you know, because I wanted a raise, or I'd like a raise. And she was like, yeah, I figured that's what it was for. And I was like, okay. And she was like, you need to ask me for a raise. And I was like, Lucia, may I have a raise, please? You know? And she was like, yeah, how much are you looking for? And I was like, fuck, dude. Like, I didn't think that she was going to ask me that. Like, what? So I asked for $1. She gave me $1, which was super awesome.
Nice.
And again, I think that was like maybe 10, like a jump from $10 to 11.
Oh.
But after that, you kind of like when you have to do that the first time, you kind of like learn your worth, you know?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of stuff that goes into that as far as a line cook goes, responsibility, you know, how good you are at your job, you know, like, do you waste product? Are you fast? Are you clean? All these things. Like, do you work well with your teammates? Can you help them? Are you always behind? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. But like after that, asking for raises became easier for me. And I always, like, whenever I think about asking for a raise, it's always, dude, she always comes to my mind. Cause like, she was like, this is an important skill that you need to have if you're going to be in this industry, because people will let you ride at whatever you get hired at because it's their job to make money. Right.
Yeah.
So like if they can pay you $11.75 an hour for 3 years, that's what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
No fault to them either. It's all about making money as a business. But like, I remember asking for raises at Bardo every 6 months, and I would have a review. And I worked there for a year and a half. So I got 3 raises, and it was like a quarter, 50 cents, and then 50 cents, maybe $1 for the last one. I don't remember. But it was like a frequent thing. Like, I would set a reminder in my phone every 6 months. I'd be like, set a meeting with Carrie or Steffi or Reg or whoever was available that like I want to review. And like, then you just have to come prepared at that point. Like, I started here this date and I worked this station only. And then, you know, within this 6 month range, I've mastered this station. Like, I keep up on the prep. The station's clean. I don't waste anything. I don't, you know, whatever, like I'm on time, blah, blah, blah. And within this time range, like I've also learned this station, and, you know, I'm 1 week away from having that station at the point of this station. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I think that's something that is maybe not, I wouldn't say dying. That's probably a extreme word, but the idea of like, I want to know everything in the kitchen is kind of like fading a little bit.
Oh, I don't think it's I think it's just very rare to
Yeah.
find someone like that.
For sure.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
Like,
Because that's you're a hard ass worker,
well, yeah, dude.
and those are hard to come by.
Oh, 100%. Dude, our new hire in the kitchen, Matt. Shout out, Matt, bro.
Yo,
you
Matt.
fucking crush.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You a
Pleasure
dog.
to have you on board, bro.
Yeah. And shout out our new dishwasher who has made
Dude,
life.
she is.
Yeah, she's
Bro,
amazing.
she is amazing.
She's amazing. How old are you if you're born in 1959? Because that's how old she is. Yeah.
God
She's a
bless.
nice
God
ass
damn,
lady.
dude.
Mhm.
Holy
She's
shit.
super nice.
Bro, she cut her hands so bad today.
I know. I walked
On
in the
what?
kitchen.
What
Yeah.
happened?
The metal scrubby. She she went to go pull them apart, and they were stuck. And bro, it's like right here on the the really where you bend it.
Yeah.
On her index finger, and then right here on her ring finger.
Damn.
Yeah, bro, it was bad.
Was it bleeding like?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. She didn't even bat an eyelash, bro.
Damn. She was like,
I was like, "Do you want some Band-Aids?" She was like, "See?" I was like, "Okay." And then I gave her a finger cot for both fingers, and I was like, "Do you want a glove?" Like, she was like, "Oh yeah." She wore the same glove for like another hour while her and Andrea closed.
holy
Yeah, it was
shit.
great.
That's insane.
She was like, "I need more days." I was like, "I don't have any more days. We got to get more busy, and then maybe I can. we can find something." But
Okay, so do you think the like concept of a chef not knowing everything in the kitchen, do you think that has started to disappear because of lack of like reviews and like incentives to
like
make more
a
money?
chef not knowing something, or like
no,
I
like,
think it's-
we were just talking about how you said that the concept of a chef who knows everything in the kitchen or like knows how to do everything in the kitchen is going away.
I think like it's what I was trying to say is like a line cook. Like when I was a line cook, when I started, you normally start on like an easy station, right? Like something where there's not expensive items, where there's stuff that if you mess up, like it's not expensive. So you're not like cooking steak. You're not like cooking fish, like high priced items for the restaurant. Like you can't mess up. You work a salad station. So it's like you put too much dressing on this, throw it away and remake it, right?
Right.
There's
I didn't
no
even
like
think about that.
right,
Yeah.
there's no like cooking. It's very simple. It's more about plating and like getting the flow and like not falling behind, whatever.
Right, working with a team.
Right. Where like when I started, I was like, okay, I'm on this salad station. This is boring as fuck, dude. Like I want to cook some food, right? But
Yeah.
you don't know how to do it.
Right.
Yeah.
And like, you know, unless you're like a fucking savant, like you're not just going to know how to do everything. You have to be taught, you have to practice, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And our kitchen's a little bit weird because like both sides are difficult in their own manner, but like Egg Station is like the technical part of our kitchen. Like egg cookery is difficult. The station that Zach works all the time, that's just like pure fucking volume.
You're just getting
Yeah,
drilled.
right.
Bro, can you just smash 60 fucking tacos and make huevos all day? Okay, cool. Go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to like downgrade the station. It's fucking difficult.
Right.
Dude, there's no station in that kitchen.
Yeah.
It's easy.
No, and like if you work the toast station by yourself, like on a weekday, and you get fucked, like you know they flat seat the whole dining room. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm going down. But you just gotta keep fucking going, dude.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
like you can't. That's the thing is you can't have the mentality of like, oh my god, look at all these tickets. What am I gonna do? It's like just do 2 at a time, do 3 at a time, do however many you can do at a time until it's gonna end. It always
yeah,
fucking ends. You know
right.
what I mean? Like we always have an end date, end time. Like the day always ends,
Yeah.
and we're lucky, dude. It's at 3 o'clock.
I know.
I know.
Like everybody else is at like 11.
Yeah.
You know?
And then you have to clean.
Yeah.
Yeah. I couldn't work in a restaurant if it was a night.
Sometimes
Actually,
I miss it.
Yeah.
It depends
Sometimes I
on.
miss it.
I couldn't do my job at Fox the Hen at night.
No.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would be.
Really?
No.
I think you could.
I think you
I
could.
well, with
If you only had that job,
yeah.
absolutely you could.
now I could.
Right.
But when I first started there,
Yeah.
I was, like I said, I was nervous just because I didn't want to fuck up.
Right.
So I was moving. My head was moving a million miles an hour.
Yeah.
Now I'm confident enough to where I can compartmentalize polishing and running and
Right.
everything. So where my mind is pretty clear, I'm
Right.
chilling.
Mm-hmm.
But that took 6 months.
Right.
So if I started the job now, it would take 6 months to where I'd be like, all right, I'm chilling.
Well,
You
right.
know?
I mean, that's everything. Like, you're not that's like goes back into what I was just saying is like you can't know everything right off the bat.
Yeah.
Like, somebody either has to show you or you have to go down in a ball of flames and like pull yourself up and not quit. You know what I mean? I think that's the biggest thing is like when the screen fills up and then it's 2 times, it's just like, dude, put your head down, focus, like don't freak out.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest thing about like keeping a station clean.
Yeah.
Is like that makes it so that you can't freak out.
Yeah.
Right.
What up, Reese?
What's up, Reese?
No, I agree totally.
But like, especially like the when the stations are on opposite sides, not opposite sides, but like, you have your cutting board with all your cold meats, and then you turn around and it's like your hot station with the cooking and whatever. Like if one side or the other is like messy or unorganized, whatever, you're going to turn around and immediately it's just like, fuck. But if it's organized and it's clean and everything where it needs to be, mise en place is a huge part of restaurant culture, and it just means everything in its place. And like that was beaten into me as a young cook. Like if you put this spoon here this time, put this spoon here every time. Right? Because like then when you turn around and you're knee deep in absolute dog shit, you're like, oh fuck, where's my spoon? Oh, it's right here. And like that's another thing is not younger cooks, but like just cooks now. They're like, whatever, dude. I don't need to be that clean all the time. And it's like, well, okay,
you're gonna get double fucked.
Well, yeah, dude. And it's just like, you want somebody to come in the kitchen and be like,
yeah,
damn, look at that station. Right?
Yeah.
Nice. No thanks.
I wanted you to finish saying what. So like after you do like what salads or something that's like you can easily fuck up.
Yeah.
Then you ask for a promotion, or do you just go like?
Well, then it's like you ask your kitchen manager, your sous chef, whatever. Like, I think I'm ready to move on to the next station, right? For me, mine was like when I started at Bardo, I started at on Garmo, and there was like a little bit of cooking. It was more like reheating stuff. Like you par cook meatballs, and then you put them in the sauce, and you like finish them in the oven.
Okay.
You have a fryer, so it's like I don't even remember what arancini maybe, and that's like overcooked risotto that is breaded, and then you fry it, and then you put it on top of sauce. Whatever, like you could over fry it, you got to throw it away. That's like $1, no big deal. But then it's like, okay, I've worked this station for 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, however long. Like, do you, my sous chef, do you feel like I could work this station? I feel like I can. And also somebody else, like I would watch. Like if once I have my shit down, I'm comfy, I'm asking somebody else like, yo, do you need help with anything? Teach me how to do this prep project.
Yeah.
Right? Because like, especially at Fox, like Carrie and I say it all the time, like we are the upside down. Like it's early to like not that late, right? So like the prep time is during service, where like in a normal restaurant, prep time is from like 8 to 2 because you open at 4.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
are you
like,
prepping day of for stuff?
At Fox?
No. I'm saying if your prep time's in the morning and your service is at night, are you prepping?
It depends.
In the morning for that night?
Yes and no. You're prepping like into the next day.
Yeah. Okay.
So like, for example, at Bardo, you would make like pizza dough. When I worked there, I don't know what they do now, but we had a 24 to 48 hour ferment on the pizza dough. So basically, you would make the dough, you would shape the dough, and put it in the boxes that it gets stored in, and then you wouldn't touch it for 1 to 2 days.
Okay.
And it just develops the gluten, makes the dough like super nice. So you were always shooting for like 2 days later.
Yeah.
Sometimes that didn't happen because you just got fucked on pizzas and you sold 60 in one day, right?
Yeah.
And you're just like, okay, well, I got to use this day of dough.
Yeah.
And that shit sucks because it's super tight. It's hard to form. It doesn't cook as well in the oven. Whatever. But that's all shit that you learn on the fly. You know what I mean? Like, unless you read a book about that shit. I've never been a huge reader, which is a huge detriment to me in the world of chefdom. But it's like
culinary world.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I've got so many close friends that like read all the time, and it's just like, I'm so stupid.
I used to read a lot. I think you just need to find a book or a genre that you love, and then you're hooked.
Yeah, the only book that I ever really remember reading like intensely was the Halo book, Fall of Reach.
Oh, nice.
And I read it in like a day. You know what I mean? But like I have like one of my best friends that I lived with in Minneapolis the entire time I was there. This dude has so many fucking cookbooks, and he's read them all more than once.
Damn.
So like his catalog of knowledge is like insane.
Right.
He's so talented. He's so driven. And that's like Blake, dude. Blake is like a fucking encyclopedia when it comes to food, dude. Like
he's nuts with the crosswords too.
Oh,
is he?
He pulls shit out of
he's
fucking
so smart,
nowhere.
dude.
Yeah.
Both
No
of them
way.
are like they're the craziest power couple ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Just both badasses.
Yeah.
They're so fucking cool.
Yeah. I think I would love to have Carrie on, and I would love to have Blake on.
Yeah.
Dude, I think they would love that.
Yeah,
Really?
that'd be fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do it at
Carrie
Fox,
Carrie
too.
would do it for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know about Blake, but Carrie would definitely do it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Blake got asked to do Top Chef before Carrie did,
Damn.
Damn.
and he said no.
Oh shit.
Yeah, because he's not into that like
Media.
TV shit.
Yeah.
Where she's got the fucking personality.
Dude,
for
she's
that, you know?
yeah, totally.
That's the only reason I moved to Denver was
Yeah.
because I saw her on Top Chef.
Really?
Mhm.
No way.
100%, yeah.
You know,
Well, that and skiing and legal weed, but
right. Those are two
Yeah,
massive pluses as
absolutely,
well.
Absolutely.
Dude, it's so crazy that Carrie's low-key a celebrity.
Dude, it's wild.
Dude,
It's
she's
wild.
like I would say very much a celebrity. The amount of people
That's what I'm saying. The amount of people that know her and
I guess-
come to Fox just for her.
Yeah, that's true. I
Bro,
guess
you
we
should-
are jaded.
You should have seen that shit at Bardot. Like,
Was it
I
crazy?
started like 5 months after she was on Top Chef, maybe 6. People would come from across the country to go to Bardot. And like, we would be working, and she would always work the middle on the weekends. And there was like maybe 3 things that you picked up. It was like chicken, pork chop, and then like one other thing. But you ran the wheel. So like you called tickets,
Yeah.
you made sure everybody was doing stuff like at the times that they needed to be. But she would drop a chicken, and it was like par cooked already, so you were really just like crisping the skin and heating it all the way through.
Yeah.
And she would like drop a chicken, and the manager would come up and be like, "Oh, you've got a table 14 drove from Kentucky to come see you.
God damn.
Like, can you go talk to him?" And she'd be like, "All right, watch that chicken. I gotta go."
Damn.
Like, dude, I never cooked this chicken before. I don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Like, I'm also doing all those 6 things you just called me. Like, I have no idea what's going on. But it was fun, dude. Like, Top Chef dinners at Bardot were a blast. I got to meet some really cool people, other chefs on Top Chef, super fucking cool. And then just like making food that other people, other chefs, like that I saw on TV that like I never thought I was going to meet Joe Flam or Joe Sasto or Tu or Chris. Like, that shit's wild to me. Like,
Yeah.
seeing people on TV and watching them and like seeing what they do, seeing like the stress that they went through on that show.
Yeah.
And then let alone working for one, but then like
Yeah.
being able to just talk with them and know that they're like real people, it's
Yeah.
fucking crazy, dude. And like, that was the craziest experience for me when I started at Bardot. Cause I would ask Carrie shit about Top Chef all the time. Cause like I've watched every season of that show. I think it's one of the more legit cooking shows on TV.
Yeah.
But I was like, if you ever get sick of me asking these questions, like, please tell me, because I have so many. She's like, dude, it doesn't really bother me that much. And if it does, like, I'll let you know. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
But like production questions, like, how often do you talk to Padma and Tom when it's not judge's table?
Yeah.
How often you guys drink? Like, what do you guys do? Like just all this
Yeah.
shit. Cause like, you don't see all of it on
No,
TV,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
No.
But, I don't know. She was always super cool. And
That's
like,
cool.
that was the main reason that I wanted to work for her. Like, and
Yeah.
I think I said this the other day in the kitchen. Like, me and my homie that I lived with, we watched all the seasons. We were watching hers, and I was like, bro, I'm going to work for that lady at some point. And 1.5 years later, like, it took me like 3 months to
Dude.
freaking get a hold of her.
Damn.
Bro, so I know you don't believe in God, but that is just manifesting.
Oh yeah.
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 That's some pretty heavy shit.
I did
dude.
that shit on my own. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like I said, it took me 3 months to get a hold of her. I was like trying to DM her. I was trying to find emails, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then one day I just called the restaurant. Like I looked up the number. I called the restaurant and I was like, is Chef Carrie there? And they were like, who's this? And I was like, I'm just trying to come get a stage there. Like I want to work at Bardot. I live in Minneapolis. I just want to talk to her. I've been trying to reach out to her. I know that it's insane to try to like DM her on Instagram or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I try to email or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Talked to her on the phone for like 5 minutes. And I was like, can I set up a stage? She was like, when do you want to come? Like whatever day works for you, like in the middle of the week, because I live in Minnesota and I'm going to drive out there. So like a Wednesday would be great, whatever. We set it up. I left on Monday, I think, maybe Sunday. I think I left after service on Sunday. Drove all day Monday. Crashed with some homies on Tuesday. Like went and bought as much weed as I could because it was fucking insane.
Yeah.
I never experienced legal
Some Colorado.
weed.
Yeah.
Staged on Wednesday. Dude, I was it was like literally the most nervous I've ever been.
Really?
To stage, yeah. Stage started at 3. And I think I pulled up to the restaurant at like 1:45. And I just sat in my car and I waited.
Damn.
Just like sweating, dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
And then, I didn't really have any expectations about like meeting Carrie in any regard. And I like walked up to the front door. One of the servers greeted me. I was like, I'm here for stage, whatever. She's like, all right, let me go get Carrie way here. And I was like, what? She was like, yeah, I'll be right back. And then like when you go to Bardot, you can see
all
right
the way
into
back.
the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like standing at the host stand and I'm watching her walk up. I was starstruck a little bit.
Yeah.
But just like,
Yeah.
dude, what the fuck? She's here? Like it's Wednesday. I didn't think she
Yeah.
would be there on Wednesday, whatever. But stage went well, got the job. I was like, I need a month. She was like, what? I was like, yeah, like I'm a sous chef in Minneapolis. Like I want to give them a month notice, but like I'm moving out here and I'll be back. And she was like, if you're not coming back, dude, you're fucking us hard. And I was like, I will be back. Moved here a month later, and the rest is history.
Dude,
after that.
those kind of stories are so
that's
fucking
sick.
dope.
Yeah.
Because that's the storybook shit, dude.
Mhm.
That's what manifesting can do.
It was
That
dope.
shit's crazy,
It was dope.
man.
If you got the opportunity, would you go on Top Chef?
I don't know, man. That shit's so fucking hard.
Yeah.
And like, I want to say that I could do it, but it makes me nervous.
Yeah.
We've talked about this before. I'm
Yeah.
not really like an anxious person.
Yeah.
I don't really have, like, I get stressed out, but like, I've never really felt anxiety. And that shit makes me anxious. Like,
Yeah.
I could never imagine. We're watching the new season right now, and
Nice.
bro, that shit's wild. They're like, oh, cook for 200 people, but it has to be, you get an hour and a half to prep, and then you got to cook outside.
Yeah, that's
Fuck that,
gnarly, dude.
Nope. Don't want to do that. And by the way, you have to use one of these 13 cheeses.
Let me just slide that in
Yeah.
there.
No.
That's brutal.
And like quick fires? No, dude, I can't. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah.
I want to think I can do it. But I just.
It's just whoa, what the fuck? You motherfucker.
The foot.
Dude, I had my hand right here.
And then they just start.
Marley just goes like this.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. What was I about to say? There was this one time. I'm by no means comparing me to Carrie, because Carrie is clearly the amount of people I see that are literally fumbling words when they try and talk to her is crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
But there was this girl at the Buffalo airport. I had no idea who she was. She was like, she pointed at me. I was like, wrong guy.
Yeah, I'm not him. Not that guy, pal. Not that guy.
guy.
Yeah.
Whoever you think I am.
Yeah.
It's not.
And then she was like, Lonely Cowboy, like you're Kellen from Lonely Cowboy. And I was like, holy fuck, dude. This
Yeah.
is a complete stranger
Yeah.
I've never met in my life. And I was super anxious when that happened.
Yeah.
Like my palm started sweating.
Mhm.
I was like, I appreciate your support. I don't feel like this isn't me, dog. I can't do it. That's why I want to stay off social media. That was my point.
I hear you.
Is I think I want the social media world is just not for Kellen.
But it's like, it has to be though. You know what I mean?
That's the issue,
right?
It has to be.
Yeah.
But
Started
me and Ollie were talking about this. I want to try and make Lonely Cowboy social media proof because I think in like 10 years.
What do you mean by proof?
If Instagram goes away tomorrow,
Yeah.
Lonely Cowboy can survive.
Okay. All right.
You know?
Yeah.
Not reliant.
Right.
Not
We're
reliant.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What if like all of that shit dies?
Yeah, we might be
YouTube.
fucked. Yeah.
Like-
YouTube is this one that scares me because I love YouTube.
Right.
And
Spotify. Like,
That
what
would
if
be-
it's
Stop,
just
dude,
what-
don't even talk about
what-
Spotify.
anxiety?
If I
No,
couldn't,
That's impossible, though. You know what I mean?
There's no way,
There's no
yeah.
way. There's no way we go backwards. You know what I mean? Unless like the
True.
fucking world explodes. But like that's not gonna happen either.
Lonely Cowboy wouldn't be our biggest priority if that was.
yeah, Instagram's gonna be the next Facebook. So and TikTok's gonna die soon.
Well,
5
TikTok's
years.
about to get banned.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's like,
TikTok's done.
Yeah.
What about Threads? Are you guys on Threads? I'm not
No.
on Threads.
we have so many followers
It's
on
like
Threads.
an
I don't know.
Instagram,
Really?
Twitter
Yeah.
thing. I
I
don't
don't know.
I don't know.
what it is. So-
Speaking of Spotify, though, tying it back to the culinary
Oh,
world, dude. When we have a fire playlist in the kitchen, it
Mhm.
makes the day
Oh my
just.
god, music is wild in the kitchen, and like that's what I was saying before at the spot in Minneapolis. Like, dude, it was
With the ceiling
so
speakers.
Fucking
Oh my
loud,
God,
bro.
yeah.
like
Yeah.
so loud. It would get the music would be on like 5, and it would turn to like 6 o'clock, and the restaurant would fill up, and chef would just walk over to the fucking mic and just crank it to 10, dude. And he'd be like, "Let's fucking go!" Yeah.
And then
That shit
you were
was
just
wild.
like,
Yeah.
Damn.
He was kind of
Awesome.
an asshole, but yeah, it was that dude. That place was wild.
Yeah.
Like so much drinking, like
Yeah.
all the time. I
Dude,
think that's something that I appreciate about working in a breakfast restaurant.
I was gonna
is
say,
like we can go out and have a beer or whatever after, or go get some food, go get a drink, whatever. But like when we would get done, there were times where like we'd get done at 11, and like we would stay out till like 2 a.m.
yeah.
And then, you go to bed at 3 and you wake up at noon and you go back to work at like 2. And like, that shit sucks.
yeah.
It's just hard it's a difficult lifestyle to maintain
Yeah.
and bad, but it's just like,
What are you going to do? Yeah.
yeah, I mean that you're stuck in that at that
You're
point.
literally
you
doing
know?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so unless you can handle 5 hours of sleep, like there's no waking up at 7 at that point, or 8 even. Like that shit suck. I remember when we started brunch at Burrow, we didn't have a different crew, and we only did brunch on Sundays.
Oh,
So
God.
Saturday night crew
Oh, God.
worked brunch. And,
that
like,
could not have gone well.
dude, I had the only key to open the restaurant.
Oh,
and
Jesus.
I remember being late so many times. Like, because you get done at 1,
Right.
you get home by, maybe 2, and then I'm got to decompress a little bit, so I'm going to sit on my couch and
Right.
smoke a bowl, whatever,
Yeah.
try to go to sleep. So, like, maybe 3 o'clock, and then I had to be there at 6,
Oh,
right?
dude, that is.
Yeah, so it's like just waking up to your phone vibrating, like, where the fuck are you? Like, okay, I'll be there in 10 minutes. And I think by like the 3rd or 4th time, I was like, bro, you can just have my key. Like I'm not
please.
responsible
Yeah.
for this. Like,
yeah.
I'm going to really try to never be late ever again. But like, you've never been late once. So like, you have the key, right? Like, because
Yeah.
you're fucking us over right now. Thank you.
The last restaurant I worked at, they changed the hours like a few months after I started there,
Mhm.
and we opened at 11, which meant you get there at 10 to open.
Yeah.
And then we started staying open until 1 a.m.
Oof.
And it was just brutal waking up. And then we were short staffed, because every
You work in
restaurant,
close left and right.
dude. Oh my God,
Worst thing ever about
Yeah.
a restaurant.
literally the worst thing ever.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I've had so many clopins.
I
I fell asleep
really like
one time
clopin.
during family meal. We had like a.
You fell asleep?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh, dude, it was terrible. We would eat family meal at we opened at 4, so we'd eat family meal at like 2:45. And I remember sitting on the patio eating family meal, and it was like sunny. It was like a nice summer day, and I just like put my hand on my head, and I just like fell asleep at the table.
Damn.
After I was done eating. I was
That's
so
awesome.
exhausted, dude. And one of the line cooks was like, I don't remember how they woke me up, but I was like, like one of those. Like, were you sleeping? I was like, no. I don't know what you're talking about. Fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah.
I have some questions about the future of the restaurant. If you're able to answer, if you're not, there's no big deal. But are there any goals for the restaurant that you guys were trying to hit within a year? Like we're almost at a year, about 2 months away. And is there anything in the future? Like, has Carrie even thought about making a new Fox and the Hen? Or
I'm sure that there's plans for more.
yeah,
I think the concept has proven itself.
yeah,
And
Yeah, I would say.
yeah, dude.
yeah,
And
for sure.
Carrie's got a following. You know what I mean?
Right.
I would never say like everything she touches turns into gold, but like she's undeniable. And I think as far as goals go for a restaurant, like within a year, it's fucking stay open and not close.
Yeah.
You know? Be somewhat profitable.
Which we're doing.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely. But yeah, I mean, it's, retain a good amount of staff. I feel like,
Yeah, that's got to be tough.
dude, for this being the first place that I've like been the exec chef of and like opened, for us to retain 95% of the kitchen staff is fucking wild.
That's
Yeah.
insane.
Like, couple duds here and there, but I feel blessed that this is my first opportunity and it's gone so well.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like it's,
You can rely on.
oh dude,
Yeah,
it's crazy. Like
yeah. That crew back there.
our
is-
staff is so
solid.
good.
Yeah.
So good.
Our
Except
whole staff.
except
is-
for old metal mouth. He's gone, so it don't matter.
Oh man, God bless him. I think our whole staff is getting pretty solid.
Oh, dude,
And
like I said earlier.
I've never worked at a restaurant where the whole staff was solid. There's always a
And
few
liked
here
each
and
other
there.
this much.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and everyone got along.
Yeah.
We had like a I want to say like 6-month window when I worked at Oso where it was fucking prime. Dude,
Yeah.
everybody was crushing front of house, back of house. Like dishwasher was always just shit position at that restaurant. You could never, dude, it was so fucking hard.
Yeah.
But like you could never find somebody that was like sober or like could be on time or like wanted to do a good job. Like,
Yeah.
bro, you just pulled this out of the machine and it's dirty and then you put it away dirty. It's not clean. Like just put it in the machine again, right?
Yeah.
Or like
Yeah.
scrub it a little, do whatever.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. Typical dude. And that's insane. Like we've only hired 2 dishwashers in a year.
That's
at Oso,
insane.
right? Well, technically 3. Like we hired Luis, then we hired Misael. Misael quit, and then we hired Inez. And like, bless, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, when I first came out here, I was thinking about getting a dishwashing job.
Bro, you would crush it as a dishwasher.
That's what I'm
Dude, you
saying.
would fuck shit
Crush
up.
it.
I was like,
That
dog,
shit
I can.
sucks, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but in my head, I was like, I can just put my head down and I don't have to talk to anybody.
Yep.
I'll just do my thing and
Mhm.
be chilling.
Yeah.
That was
See,
the-
okay,
does
but
sound
here's the
pretty nice.
thing. Like, if you were a dishwasher in my restaurant, let's not say Fox, somewhere else,
yeah.
and I see that, like, you're clearly better than this job, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to do everything in my power to get you to a position that's not dishwashing.
Yeah.
Like, that's what I did with Oscar,
Yeah.
right? Like, Oscar crushed the dish pit. And, like, it was
Did he start at Oso?
as a dishwasher.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. And then he worked as a dishwasher for a year. And I was like, dude, you could do more than this. Like you're organized. Look how fucking clean all that. This is cleaner than some of the cook's stations right now. And working the dish pit.
Yeah.
You're never like. He was late all the time.
Well,
he never like stayed late.
He ain't the only one.
Nah, bro, get out of here.
All right, bye guys.
No. Dude, it's the one time I fucking said I've never been late. I was late the next fucking morning, bro. Oh my God, it was so annoying. Talking about waking up to a phone call. I woke up to my phone vibrating and it was Faye, and I was like, I'll be there in 10 minutes. She was like,
oh, I remember that day.
she was like, yesterday. I was like, I'm hanging up, dude. I got to start brushing my teeth right now.
The only time I've been late at Fox, and I texted you before, I was just taking a shit, and it lasted way longer than I thought it would.
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, that's for real, though.
And I texted you.
Dude, I remember it, too. Like,
oh, yeah, I would. Yeah.
I felt bad because I was like, I can't get off this toilet right now, and I have to be there in 5 minutes.
Well, that's the best excuse if you can't go to work. Like, bro, I am just shit my brain. What am I supposed to say to that? Sorry, you got to come to work. Like, no. Lizzie used that excuse like 2 weeks ago.
No way.
Yeah,
Nice.
bro.
It's really funny.
Don't be getting any ideas.
Oh, come
now.
on.
Get out of here with that.
Only time I'm late
No
is
way.
I'm getting a call to wake me up.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. To his defense, he flies when he gets that call.
No, I'm sure.
I'm so
What was
fast.
your last time?
It
Like
was
7 minutes?
7 minutes.
How far do you live from the restaurant?
Not close.
Really?
Like not close enough to be 7 minutes away.
Farther than I live? Because it takes me
Yes.
8 minutes to get to work at 5 a.m. when there's no traffic.
Yeah, no, it takes me like, I would say like usually 7, like between a, 5 to 10 minute drive, somewhere in that range.
Yeah. Because
But
you live
that's-
north of the restaurant?
No, I live directly west.
Okay.
So it's like,
Okay.
it's just through, like I have to go by north and like,
Right.
and all those side streets are so, like the park, they just like decided to like, fuck everybody who lives here. Let's just fuck this road up, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, your streets are
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Denver. Woo.
Oh, my God.
The worst fucking
Dude,
traffic
I know.
I've ever seen in my life.
It's
really
just,
Not
it's
the
just the
worst
way
traffic.
everything's
Okay.
designed.
Yeah, the worst drivers.
design. Yeah, experience.
Everybody's so stoned, bro. People that
Dude.
like, don't smoke weed ever are just like smoking weed and they're like, I'm going to go for a drive.
I don't know.
You're
I'm
an
going.
idiot.
Dude.
Oh my god.
This place is just the mecca for frat bros and sorority girls that don't want to give up the college life. They
That's
come to
pretty
Denver.
wild, dude.
Think about
That's
it.
Rhino, though.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah, I
That's
feel
a
like
good point.
Rhino,
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That is a
And
good
like
point.
this area of the Highlands is people that are like 5 to 8 years older than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I fucking hate Rhino so much.
Rhino blows. Yeah.
There's some dope restaurants in Rhino,
Yeah.
and there's like some cool coffee shops.
It's a nice climbing gym.
Dude.
Yep, the golf simulator. There's some cool
Yeah.
golf simulators in Rhino.
Yo.
But, like driving in Rhino at
Oh my God,
the
dude.
baseball stadium. Fuck that shit, bro.
I just don't
Dog.
understand. Like, people lose the ability to drive. Like, they're like,
Nobody pays attention.
or yeah, I guess that's a better way to put it.
That's awareness, dude, and that's my biggest thing.
People don't have that. dog.
Self-awareness is just like
It's just a dying trait.
Yeah.
We got to splurge one time and go to this yoga studio in Rhino. It's candlelit. So
I
there's
think you
no
told me
lights.
about this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they play like dope R&B, like very just melodic, smooth rap. And you get cold towels at the end.
Yeah.
Dude,
Ooh.
there is no better feeling
I'm
than
so
getting
down.
a cold towel on your
That does
forehead.
sound really nice.
Oh,
Says the guy that hates when they open the door.
I do fucking hate
Really?
that, actually.
Yeah.
I'm going to air that out right now, Yoga Box.
Yeah.
Get
Don't
added.
open the
Don't do
goddamn door
Yeah.
before yoga classes.
Make it
Oh,
hotter before we're done.
like, I just...
Also,
I-
kick people out that complain about how hot yoga is.
That's
Yeah,
facts,
that's
dude.
facts.
Pussy.
That's facts.
Get out of
Don't
here.
go to hot
No.
fucking yoga then.
Ollie, have you ever done hot yoga?
Oh, yeah. Dude,
Is your mom a
my
hot
mom's a
yoga?
yoga teacher.
Well, I
she-
know, but what does she
She
teach?
used to do hot yoga. Now it's
Gotcha.
just vinyasa flows. I think she does like a level 3 flow as well.
Nice.
But she likes to do well. She's a doctor of Chinese medicine, so she ties a lot of her whole thing. Like, she'll do a whole lesson plan that's based on like, chi or like theory and stuff. And she ties in a lot of the theory, and it's really cool because she'll go over it. She'll just like
Bro,
she loves to just go over everything with me, so I just get to hear it, but then I don't have to actually go sweat my balls off in a yoga class for.
Dude, I love it. That's the only reason we go to hot yoga. Is to sweat.
It really is. Your mom and my mom would be best friends.
I'm sure
That's
would.
a fact. My mom is like right up that alley.
Really, that's funny.
She just sent me some fucking gypsy ass protein powder, but
Bro, you said that shit tasted like ass.
it's so
He came
bad.
over to my house and he was like, "Oh, I chugged this protein powder my mom sent me. Some homeopathic hippie shit. Tasted like dirt."
It literally tasted like
That's
fucking
awesome.
sewer water. But hey, if it's protein, I'll drink it.
That's a good point.
Just got to get that.
My mom gets me. Yeah.
What's our time at over there?
We're at 108, but we have
Hell
like
yeah.
15 minutes of maybe 10.
We chilling. We got about 15 minutes left.
Cool.
Okay.
Dude, once again, I want to give you your flowers. I think I saw this thing on YouTube about, it was like a friend's exercise, and I don't want to do it right now, but I think eventually we should. But I think people don't appreciate friendship enough, and you know, this is a conversation that Reese and I and Ollie had on the podcast. Seeing you passionate about being a chef and cooking is one of the coolest things ever.
Appreciate that.
And I think that's why we get along so well, because you are a very, very passionate person.
Yeah.
And finding that passion is very difficult, but once you do, I click with people like you, like Reese, with Dungeons and Dragons and video games. He loves that shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I want to give you your flowers, and it's super cool to watch you achieve
Appreciate that, dude.
what you've
for
achieved.
real.
I mean, I've only known you for your exec chef time.
Yeah, that's true.
But
That's true.
the stories
I
you
was
have.
a fucking asshole in Minneapolis. I got put in a difficult position though, at like a really young age, and it was I was way in over my head, you know.
How old were you, by the way, when you got your first
managerial?
Yeah.
Let's see. I moved to Minneapolis when I was 23, and I worked at 3 restaurants before I got a managerial position. So I want to say 25.
Damn.
That's crazy.
Yeah. You want to know what's even crazier? Is there's like multiple competitors on Top Chef this year that are 25.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
25?
Nuts.
So does that mean they're exec chefs somewhere?
They could be chef de cuisine. They could be exec
Damn,
sous.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait.
Bro, there's some wild shit now where there's like 20-year-old executive chefs.
That's fun.
and just super creative people and like resourceful, you know what I mean? And like you can, because you can learn anything on the internet now. So like
True.
learning intricate culinary techniques, like it's not that it's super hard, but if you put the time in and you have the money to like buy the equipment and do all the stuff, like you can learn some pretty cool shit and do it all at home.
Dude,
That's crazy.
And then film it, and then people are like, "What? This kid's 20 doing molecular gastronomy." You know what I mean?
You said exec sous?
Oh yeah. Dude.
What's the sous? What?
So like
that'd be
in between like a chef de cuisine and a sous chef,
executive
sous chef. So like
got executive
it's,
sous
dude, they're
chef.
all
Okay,
like
gotcha.
it's like there's like
Minuscule.
junior sous chefs. There's
Jesus.
all sorts of shit like that.
I forgot about this one homie I had in Tahoe. He is basically the same thing about like CCG has all these restaurants.
Mm-hmm.
Tahoe kind of had the same deal. And he started when he was 16.
Yep.
And, just
Like as a cook.
Yeah. And grew into the ranks to where he was young. I think he was 25, and he was like the Blake or Carey.
Bro, okay, so here's the thing. Blake and Carey both, right? Like, so Blake worked with Max at another restaurant a long time ago called the Squeaky Bean. So, like, yeah, dude, dope name for a restaurant.
Yeah, that's
right?
a heater of a
Fucking
name.
hilarious. That restaurant was
I tried to hold that in.
No, it didn't work.
But, so...
Hold on, bro.
Yeah,
The Squeaky Bean.
Squeaky Bean. Squeaky Bean. Dude, and it's crazy because, like, there's so many people, and just off the top of my head that I can think about, probably 5 people in managerial positions in our company that worked at that restaurant.
Damn.
Right? Yeah, so Blake, I believe his first position in CCG was a bartender at Bardot.
That's crazy.
Wow.
Carrie's first position in CCG was a pantry cook at Bardot.
No way.
So like, and they are both directors in their own right of the specific wings of this company. Like,
damn,
it's fucking wild.
That
You know,
is
they're like
crazy.
the poster children for CCG. Like,
Yeah.
you could start here and then move to this. And
Yeah.
it's been 10 years max, maybe
damn.
9,
Wow.
right?
That's
Like,
that's
a
not. That's a crazy
huge jump in
timeline.
10
Dude, it's
Yeah.
nuts. And like, I've worked under both of them, which is, dude, that's like probably the thing that I'm most grateful for about moving to Colorado is like working for under both of them in their respective sides of the restaurant or the company.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, like, they have both taught me so much about so many elements of the restaurant world. Like, I had no idea about any Latin cuisine before I started at Oso. And like, I can make you 2 different chorizos now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
They're, like,
that's
banging.
crazy.
Like,
Right.
Yeah.
I know different flavor profiles and, you know, the way to manage differently. Like, it's crazy, dude. Like, the opportunity to work under both of them has been probably like one of the best things that's ever happened to me in my realm of being a chef. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fucking
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
That's super
So
cool.
it's so nuts.
Before we wrap up, let's talk about the new menu a little bit.
Oh,
what
yeah.
are you most new menu for Fox and the Hen?
Yeah.
What are you most excited about? And what was did you have a moment throughout the whole making of the menu process where this just added with this, and then you're like, damn, that's fucking dope. Because I know I've tried a good amount of it, and
Yeah.
they're all so
They are
good.
banging.
Dude.
This
That's-
round is like
Yeah.
that
Oh,
salmon
they
bagel,
hit.
bro.
Dude, the salmon bagel.
Dude, I don't. My friend.
we gotta shout out to Marley for that because that was her idea.
really.
Hell
no
yeah,
way.
Marley.
Yeah,
Woo,
we
yeah,
were.
Marley.
She was like, "What if you just make it like a
She did
like
little-
like a cream cheese like salmon like whip, you know, like we get in Nashville?" I
Yeah.
was like, "Bro, that's such a fucking good idea."
Yeah.
Wrote it down on my phone immediately because we were
Yeah.
like, dude, we were high as fucking sitting in bed probably or something, you know, and I like didn't want to forget.
Yeah.
But I think overall, I've been a part of a few menu swaps, like in whether I was a line cook or sous chef, whatever, blah blah blah. Most excited about this one mainly because like I had the most to do with it that I ever have,
Yeah.
which
Right.
comes with the territory.
Right.
That's another great thing about working with Carrie is she's just like one of the most fucking creative people ever. And I know personally that's, I think, where I lack in the most when it comes to my job. But like working with her, I knew that I can bounce ideas off of her. She just throws the most random shit at me all the time.
I hear
All
it
the time.
sometimes.
Oh,
I'm
I know.
like, damn,
She'll
that's
come in the
wild.
kitchen and be like, dude, I had a fucking dream. And I'm like, what happened
Here
this
we
time?
go.
Yeah. But there's so many parts of the menu now that like it's a lot of food that I would want to eat, like the spring pea toast, dude. That's like probably my favorite thing.
That shit's so good.
I just
Banging.
love like fresh vegetables, and that dressing is dope, and whipped feta's super tasty, and the sourdough's banging.
Yeah.
It looks super cool. I think that's another thing too, is like a lot of the food now I think looks better than any of the food that we've
Totally.
had.
100%.
Burrito is a huge thing for me. Like,
Oh, it looks way better.
Oh my god,
dude.
it looks like 10 times better. It's
yeah,
crazy.
dude, and Zach crushes those.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
he's got the portion size down. It took him fucking 3 burritos to get it down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We were a huge fan of the untucked burrito, and it just like lost its luster for me.
Mm-hmm.
It just looked kind of sloppy. And like, if there's one thing that I've learned in my years, it's just like you eat with your eyes first, always, right?
It looked a little intimidating.
It did, and it just looks sloppy.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And like, I'm all for a smothered, like, knife and fork burrito. Like I
Totally.
get that,
Yeah.
but it doesn't have to look like shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot more. There's maybe not a lot more, but like more technique involved in the food that we're doing now. The flavor profiles are a little bit more broad, I think, than they were. Obviously, the bangers like are never going to leave. Like the tacos are never going to come off. The huevos are never going to come off. I'm really stoked with the omelet. The omelet's crushing right now.
Oh my god,
Yeah,
the
dude.
lamb omelet.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I love that.
Tzatziki.
Dude, Carrie and I were
Holy
talking about
shit.
how, like, when we change it next, it has to be not like a sandwich, but like before when it was the Big Mac omelet. I don't know why we made it French, because it was always Le Big Mac.
Yeah.
And all the verbiage on the menu is in French. And
Yeah.
now that it's a euro, all the verbiage is in Greek.
I know.
Right? Which is just, it's like goofy.
Yeah.
And
I
like,
love it, but
nobody can fucking read Greek, dude. Like, it looks so weird, right? But like, that puts pressure on you guys then to be like, we think this is hilarious,
right.
you know? And like, so every time we do a new omelet, we're gonna make it in the language of the
cool.
region of where it's from,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
country or whatever, blah blah blah. What were you saying?
She said that she was going to get us a translation, and that has not happened yet. I'm a little nervous about that one.
Yeah, I mean, it's braised lamb, feta cheese, tabbouleh salad served with fries.
Right. Okay.
Tzatziki hollandaise.
There was a
Yeah,
lot
yeah.
today specifically. There was a lot of those omelets.
BYOs.
Well, no, those
There
two.
was,
Yeah.
dude, so
But-
many people were doing the BYOs today. It was
The
crazy.
lamb
And they're
omelet.
expensive.
Yeah.
Dude, it's so easy to
It's
run
like
it up.
$28.
I'm
bro.
like, dude, that chorizo's gas.
Yeah.
And they're like,
bro, the
damn, that
chorizo
shit does
is
sound-
fire though. Like,
It
it
is.
really is.
But there were a lot of lamb omelet sub confit potatoes today. Did you notice that?
I was upselling the fuck out of the confit
I
potatoes.
was gonna say there was a lot of
Yeah.
those because I
those
kept
potatoes
seeing
are
them.
fucking.
They're
They're
so
so
good.
tasty. Oh my god. My friend, because I went over to stop by his house right after work,
Yeah.
and I had gotten the
The salmon bagel.
salmon
Yeah.
bagel that Kellen put his dick in.
Whoa!
Through the hole.
Whoa!
Just one time. Just one time.
And-
Both holes. He put the bagel together.
right, that one. And I was like, "Yeah, you want to try to buy it?" And he stole the whole half from me. I was
Damn.
like, "Fuck, yeah." It's just that good. Yeah,
Yeah, that shit
It's
was
super
amazing.
tasty. I'm a little nervous for the knife work on that station, but
Yeah.
we'll reel that in. But yeah, that one's really good. I think the French toast is like super relatable.
I haven't tried that
Like,
yet. I want to though. It looks
Ricotta,
banging.
white people love ricotta. And like blueberry jam and lemon curd. That's just like
You
a
can't go
classic
wrong.
combo,
Yeah.
right? What else is new? The chopped salad, dude. The chopped salad's wild.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah,
it
it
though.
is.
It's fucking delicious.
Cool.
Tuna melt's back.
Oh, dude,
Oh.
the tuna melt.
I haven't had that. I'm
That
a little
is-
scared of that, to be honest.
What? I love tuna.
I just don't. I've never had something with. The only tuna I've ever had was in sushi.
Yeah.
I've
It's sushi grade tuna, but it's just cooked.
okay.
And it's cooked in like a super flavorful mix of olive and canola oil with like a bunch of citrus, garlic, and thyme. And it's confit, so it's like slow cooked. And it's like, if you think about what like the best version of like a canned tuna would be,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And it just like, I don't know. She used to make that for staff meal. at
Oh,
Bar
that's
Day.
what.
Damn.
Bro,
Yeah.
it was so good.
Oh,
Damn.
Pepperoncinis and like the cheddar cheese. I just put it in tortillas and I eat it with American cheese. It's
Nice.
It's
Yeah.
cold, dude. I don't give a fuck. 2 bites.
Oh, we gotta.
We're probably at the
Gotta be
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Z, it was amazing to have you on.
Dude.
Hell yeah, bro.
You're welcome on anytime.
I can't wait. I'm here
Go
for it.
fuck yeah. Go buy the shirts, lonelycowboyco.com.
Please.
Come to Fox and the Hen.
Yes, do that.
Come on now.
That'd be dope.
You
All
gotta
right.
say that you listen to this though.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
facts. Yeah.
I might. I'll think
We'll
about giving you.
yo, bro, we'll give you a discount straight up.
I'll think
That's
about
fact.
it at least.
I guarantee nobody will get this far into the podcast.
That's okay.
That's all right. Hey,
if they mention, if they're like, so
if
where's
they
my
mention,
discount? I
dude,
saw it on your
I'll
podcast.
fucking.
100%.
If you mention that
Yeah.
you watch this podcast to the very end, I will buy your meal.
Okay.
Me
That
and
is
Ollie will
crazy.
split it.
Okay, I just got
We'll
volunteered
go deal?
for that
We'll go
one. Yeah,
thirds
no.
on it.
All
Okay,
right,
perfect.
perfect.
Okay.
All
I
right.
got a manager code.
All right, I appreciate you, dogs.
Yeah,
Catch you next time. Peace.
Guys,
See you later.
Shit.
you guys ruin everything.
Anything, we're so good.